And what we're going to kind of start with is telling a little bit more about our stories for some of you who don't know, and sharing our whys. So Tiffany, do you want to go first?
Sure. So I have written my why down before, but I rewrote it for this call to kind of refocus, and your why is ever changing. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story, and then I'm going to actually read my why to you guys that I wrote down. So I started taking Plexus in September of last year. I was about 30 weeks pregnant, not super healthy a second time around pregnant, and I had gained a little more weight than I wanted to. I didn't have any energy. I was needing to lay down every single day at 2 o'clock. And I had been watching Ashley post about Plexus for about 7 months. And I had talked to her once about it before, and I thought, this girl's crazy. She does not know what she's talking about. And I just kept watching, kept reading, did some research, and I was like, okay, I just can't get it off my mind. So started taking the products in September. Within a few days, my horrible heartburn that I had that whole pregnancy was gone. And I was like, okay, I'm not telling anybody about this because this is crazy. And a few days later, I wasn't tired at 2 o'clock. Few more days, I was sleeping better, and at 30-ish weeks pregnant, that shouldn't happen. So I kept thinking, okay, it's the Plexus. And finally, I told like one of my friends, I really think I feel better, and I really think it's Plexus. And so finally, I kept feeling better and better, and I decided, okay, I'll give Plexus some credit. And so I started telling some of my friends and family about it. I think my mom and my sister were some of the first ones that I told and got them on board with me, and decided that I wanted to work the business because I really wanted to be home with my kids, but that maybe I wanted to have a testimony first, which is what we hear all the time. And I was one of those people because I was a crazy nurse skeptic that thought this couldn't be such a great thing. So that's kind of my story. And then the rest of it kind of comes into my why. I've been out of town and my printer is broken, so I'm going to actually be reading from my computer screen. So if I look really crazy, that's why. Okay. Every time I sit down to put these thoughts to paper, I'm overcome with emotion. I started using Plexus in September of 2015, looking for a healthier me, less migraines, and the chance to be home with my children. If I was being honest, I would say that I was praying that this business opportunity would be the answer to my prayers. For years, I'd been a registered nurse, and that was my identity. I wanted to help people, take care of others, and provide for my family. Once I had my first daughter, everything changed. I wanted and needed to be home with her. Due to previous choices, student loan debt meant that I had to work. My income was necessary. We couldn't do without it. After many years, prayers, and heartfelt discussions, my husband and I decided to sell our first home that we'd built and downsize so I could work part-time. We moved into our new home, our new house, the same month that I began Plexus, with me about to pop with our second child, maternity leave approaching, and lots of stress. But quickly, my killer heartburn was gone. I was sleeping better, didn't need my 2 p.m. daily nap, no migraines, and I felt really great. Once our second daughter was born at the end of October, I committed to using my maternity leave wisely and jumped in with both feet to the business side of Plexus. God met me right where I was, and my hard work paid off. The blessings have been mind-blowing. I decided not to continue my full-time job when my maternity leave was over, and we took a leap of faith, believing that God had handed us Plexus, and if we were good stewards of his blessings, they would continue. The promotions just started rolling in. In April, I promoted to Ruby after working the business 6 months. So my husband and my 2 beautiful daughters are my why. They are my heart and my passion. They are my world. God has blessed me with the genuine desire to be home with my children, and he has made a way through Plexus to help me make more than we could have imagined and provide for our needs while I kiss boo-boos, cuddle with my girls, lay them down for naps, and be their mama. This blessing of Plexus is a dream come true for me. They don't know it yet, but it's a dream come true for Quinn and Amelia too, and it didn't take long for my husband to feel the same. Now I have a team of almost 300 people who I want to share my passion with. I want to lead them, help them grow, mentor them, and show them they can do anything they set their mind to. I will keep sharing Plexus because I believe in these products. I have a heart for others, and I love this job. I never get tired of showing how this has transformed our lives. I will keep pushing for my family, for my friends, and for myself. When Emerald happens in 2016, it will mean even more freedom. I cannot find the words for the fullness my heart feels just imagining that. So watch me, poke fun at me, say what you will. I'll be at the top, and my honest desire is for you to be sitting right beside me. All right, your turn, Liz.
Okay, I love that. I love your story. Okay, so I'll share a little bit of my story, my why. So I want to tell you guys, just like Tiffany said, it's going to be so ever evolving. And I remember when I first joined, I heard that and I thought, what do they mean by that? What do they mean your why changes? I didn't understand. And now I understand. I've experienced it. So when I first joined, I want to just kind of fill you guys in. My why was that I wanted to be able to pay for grad school. I was currently getting my master's degree, and my husband and I were kind of trying to scramble to figure out how we were going to pay for it to be able to finish it. We didn't want to be in student loan debt like basically all of our other friends. And so we thought, okay, I thought, well, my why will be I want to be able to cover my products, obviously, but I really want to be able to cover my grad school payment. And I just wanted to be able to lose the extra pounds that I couldn't get off. So I started working, and I went silver in 6 days, and then I went gold really fast, and then senior gold. And I was like, wait a minute, this is a lot more. And then my why kept changing and changing. And now my why is way bigger, and I actually have quit grad school. After convention, I was really convicted, and I knew in my heart that Plexus was what I was supposed to do full time, and the Lord gave me this gift, and I needed to focus on it 100%. So I dropped out. Well, dropped out. I guess it sounds so bad when you say it like that, but I already have my bachelor's degree, obviously. I have decided to stop getting my master's because teaching is just not my heart's desire. God has given me a huge passion for helping people now that I didn't know I had. And I absolutely love it. Nothing has brought me so much joy than Plexus has. So my why now is my husband is in the military, for those of you who don't know, and he is gone a lot. He travels a lot. He's away from me a lot, and it's difficult. And he still has a few years left until retirement. I'm on the countdown. And my why now is when he does retire, I don't want him to have to be able to, have to leave anymore. That fuels me more than anything, is to know that when my husband does hit his 20-year mark and retires, then he actually will have the opportunity to just stay home with me and, to be a family, and, no more Christmases apart, no more New Year's apart, no more birthdays apart. Oh my gosh, it gives me chills and makes me want to cry, the thought that, Plexus can give me that. Whoa, I didn't expect to get emotional. I'm sorry. He's gone a lot. So, but I just want you guys to know Plexus it's that big, Plexus can give you that if you want a family, and I want a family, and that's my why too, is I want kids, and I want to be able to stay home. And that's something I never thought I could dream on a military salary. And I was a substitute teacher, a military and a substitute teacher salary. To be able to have kids and to do the things we want to do is just not possible. My family doesn't live here. I want to travel and see them. And my Plexus income gives me that. And it gives me the time freedom to do that. So anyways, that's a little bit of my why. It's all about my family and my husband, future children, just incredible. So when you guys are thinking about your why, just dream big. If time and money were if you had no time restriction and no financial restriction, what would your life look like? That's what my life would look like. My husband home with me and our future children, that's what it would look like. And, I didn't see that in the beginning that big, but I do now. So anyways, that's a little bit of that. Apologize for my emotions. I did not expect that. I don't know where that came from. Maybe because he was just gone and on a trip. I don't know. But anyway, so Tiffany, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk a little bit more about that, about why and everything.
Okay. I'm usually the one crying, so I appreciate it.
I thought you were going to, and then you didn't.
The very first time that I shared my why on a call, I was literally sobbing. Like, I have it printed over here the very first time I wrote it in January, and I was literally could not speak. I was so emotional. So
but that's good though.
Yeah, that's what we want. So we want to direct you guys to look at your success guide that came in your starter kit. So this is what I'm looking at. There's tons and tons of information in here. And I'll be really honest with you, I have flipped through this thing, but I sat down today and really, really looked at it, and there's good stuff in here. So on page 8, it talks about your why. It says supercharge your life. And so I know we talk about your why a lot, and if you're new here, maybe you haven't heard about it. If you've been here a little while, I know you've heard about it. But we want to challenge you guys tonight. So I want you to figure out what a why is and then what you're supposed to do with it. So like we said, why are you here? Where do you want to be? And, it really should make you cry. You're supposed to be dreaming. You're supposed to be dreaming bigger. So if you can actually stop for a second and remove yourself from today's stuff of somebody ignored my messages or somebody hurt my feelings today, when this works for you, because it will, what is that going to mean for you? Does it mean that you get to travel the country with your family? Does it mean that you get to sit at your house every day because that's what you want to do? That's me. And at the beginning, I thought, this sounds so stupid, like for me to think this and dream this, but it works and I'm doing it. So I'm living proof that something that may feel silly, a silly why to you at the beginning can be so big for your business. It has to motivate you. So use that as fuel. Whatever it is that you're trying to obtain and trying to get to, use that as fuel. I have a couple good quotes that I found about this. It says, anything that gets your blood racing is probably worth doing. And I love that, because when I sit down and really think about what I want and what I'm aiming for, it does. It gets me energized. Another one is, purpose is the reason you journey. Passion is the fire that lights your way. And I love that. You have to have a passion to find your way in this, because this is a roller coaster, you guys. If you're new, get ready. It's a roller coaster. Some days suck. They just do. And some days you're calling your best friend crying because you got the biggest paycheck you've ever gotten before. And some days you're calling your best friend crying because somebody that has struggled with infertility is ready to triflectas. So there's so much good and there's so much hard, and the good so much outweighs the hard. It just does. So you've got to figure out where you're at, where you want to go, and you need to put it to paper. If you can't write it down, you can't see it. It needs to be somewhere that you see it when you sit down to work, when you get out of bed, when you're going to your other job that you don't want to be going to. You've got to be able to see this somewhere, some goals for yourself. So write it down, type it, print it, whatever you need to do to get it on paper. And then we want you to send it to your upline. So if Ashley's your level 1, send it to her. If I am, send it to me. Same for Liz. Whoever enrolled you here and helped you join Plexus, we want you to make sure that they know why you're here. And if you don't have a power partner, I would encourage you to look for one. And that person also needs to have your why. I have someone that's a sideline. She's not on Ashley's team or even Jana's team or Amber's team. And she lives in Virginia. I've never met her. And we help each other. We power through this together. And she knows my why. And on the days when it's hard, she reminds me about my kids that need me home with them. So that's something I really encourage you guys to do. So we also want to have you guys, once you write it down, kind of put it to memory a little bit and create a video of it. If you are terrified of posting this on your Facebook page, we want you to post it in Ashley's team page first. But we really want you to post it on your own Facebook wall. It's terrifying, I know, because those people that don't know you do Plexus might find out. But those are the ones that are actually going to want to be on your team, because they see you and they see the real you. And they'll believe you because they know you and they're already your friend. So whatever order you need to do it in first, but we want it at least on your profile page. And if you need to take a baby step, put it on Ashley's page first. So that's our challenge for you. Work on your why. Refer to the success guide if you need it. That's page 8. And really figure out where your passion is and what's going to drive you. That's what I've got, Liz.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about now is relationships. So if you already don't have a notepad out and a pen, whatever, from listening to what Tiffany said, you already should. You write that down. Remember, do what she said about your why. It's awesome stuff. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about relationships, and there might be some things that you want to write down. It's really important stuff here, everything we're sharing with you tonight. So if you haven't already figured out, and I want to let you guys know, I have notes here. So if I'm looking down, that's why. Hopefully I'm not being totally rude, but I don't want to miss anything. I took notes, and I also don't want to keep you here until 11 o'clock at night, because if I don't have notes, I'll talk all night. So we are in relationship marketing. If you haven't already figured this out, we are in network marketing, but honestly, relationships are really, really key here with what we do. They are key to our business. Let me tell you this first. relationships amongst your team are crucial. When you see those white lines in your back office, sometimes, and for those of you, if you're really new and you don't know what that means, if you see a white line, basically it means they quit. So they turned off their backup order, and pretty much that normally means they're done. But when we see those white lines, sometimes when we can go back and try to figure out why they are a white line, a lot of times it has to do with a disconnect in the relationship. If a relationship could have been fostered better, then maybe that could have been prevented. Maybe they just didn't feel a connection yet. So that's why we need to really focus on them in our team, building a great team culture, a team community. But tonight, I'm not going to focus so much on your relationships amongst your team. I feel like, honestly, that in and of itself could be a call. It is so important to just be fostering those relationships on your team, building those people up, working together. I'm not going to talk about that because there's a lot you can do there to really nurture your team. But tonight, I'm going to talk about relationship marketing with your prospects, with those potentials, with those people you want on your team, okay? We don't sell, we share. And when we are networking, we need to be thinking about our relationships first and foremost. Make sure, that you are never thinking about the sale that you're going to close. I don't even like to think about Plexus that way at all. You might think that everyone is going to join you on your team. You might think, if you're new here, oh, I've got these, family members and I've got these friends and they love me and they are going to join me. They're just going to join me right off the bat. They're going to want what I have because we're already friends. And I'm here to tell you that some of them will, yes, but not all of them. They are not all going to join you. Eventually they might, but you are going to have to cultivate those relationships even more than you already do. You have to be very intentional about your relationships. Look at yourself and look at your past relationships and see, am I a friend who burns bridges? Are you known on Facebook as posting a selfie with a girlfriend one week and then the next week people can feel your animosity towards each other on Facebook, or they see you're not friends or something like that? Do you have someone in church that you do this when you walk past? Do you have those burned bridges? Take an inner look. Are you a loyal friend? Are you a gossiper? People are not going to want to build a strong relationship with you if you are a gossiper or not a loyal friend. Are you known to give up easily and to go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing and not really take things seriously? You are going to have to work on that, and you are going to have to build trust with people. Unfortunately, these people aren't so much investing in Plexus when they first join. Something that I always tell my team is when people are joining you, they are investing in you first and then Plexus, because right now in the beginning, they don't fully get Plexus. There is no way when we first join that our minds can really grasp this incredible opportunity. Guys, I didn't cry when I first joined and thought, oh, I'm going to be able to, pay for grad school. This is great. And now I cry at the thought of this incredible opportunity is going to be able to bring my husband home one day. It's going to give me the ability to adopt one day, which is a dream of mine. So many things. It was able to bring Tiffany home to her girls. I mean, that is amazing. But when you first join, you most likely don't quite get that, okay? We can't quite fathom how big this is. It really is a bigger picture, something greater than ourselves. Plexus truly is. So at first, they're investing in you. So you have got to be something worth a life investment in. Think about it. Can your friends see that you are worthy of a life investment? Can they make that in you? Be that trustworthy friend to them. So what you are going to have to just accept throughout this journey is that not everyone will join you. And here is the thing, and I hate to say this, and I don't want to discourage anyone, but the fact that not everyone will join you is true, but not everyone will be happy for you either. But here is what I'm going to tell you tonight. it might be very tough when those people don't join you. It might be even tougher when they are not happy for you. And you still have to be their friend. Do not take it emotionally. Do not internalize it and think, oh my gosh, what have I done? Have I said the wrong thing? Am I going to lose this friend now? Why did I join Plexus? Things like that. Don't do that. I'm going to tell you guys a little story for those of you who don't know. Ashley talked to me about Plexus for seven long months. She talked and talked and talked to me. She, told me the day she joined, she wanted me to do this with her, and I wanted no part. I not only just ignored her, for those of you who don't know too, she's my sister-in-law and my best friend. So I think she just instantly thought I was going to join her, and I didn't. I wanted no part of it. Not only did I ignore her, but I really was not nice about it either. But you know what? She didn't quit talking to me. We still saw each other at family things. She still spoke to me. She still sent me pictures of my niece and nephew. If Ashley had completely just cut me out because she was hurt that I was rude, about Plexus, and I didn't get it, then I could not be on her team right now. Do you understand that? Like, what a game changer that would be for all of our lives right now. She did not give up. She kept fostering that relationship with me beyond Plexus, and Plexus as well. Okay. So don't internalize the no's or the not right nows, because here's the thing. It could just not be the right time. There's different reasons that people tell you no right now or not right now. At the time when Ashley approached me, I was about to graduate from college with my bachelor's degree. I was doing 18 credits. I was substitute teaching. It just would not have been the right time. Even if I did join her, I wouldn't have given it my all, and it really would have been a waste. So don't internalize it. Don't be emotional about it. You really have to emotionally detach when you get responses like that. Sometimes we think our biggest cheerleaders in life are going to be our number one, supporter with Plexus, and they're going to be the first person to line up and get ready. But most of the time, that's not the case. And guess what? I'm here to tell you that's okay. That is okay. Keep going. Do not waste time on feeling down about that. Don't waste time on the fact that those people aren't going to be the ones to join you or maybe even support you. So what I want you to do is just keep being happy for them. It's going to be a learning opportunity, because obviously that's not going to feel like the natural thing to do. And it's going to be harder to do. But, we hear all the time in school or from our mom when we were little, if we got pushed down at the playground or something, or we were being picked on, what did they always say? Well, you have to be the bigger person. That's what my mom would always say. You have got to be the bigger person, Elizabeth, and you have got to stand up and step up. And it's like, well, okay. And I didn't want to do it, but I would do it sometimes. But, with Plexus, you have got to do it. You have got to be the bigger person, because guess what? 7 months from now, they might be coming to you, knocking on your door. Like I called Ashley and I said, I'm ready. Now is the time. And it was the time. So if you burn those bridges in 7 months, in 5 months, in a year, they're not going to be calling you, because guess what? Plexus is going to be even bigger than it is now, and they're going to call the other person who fostered that relationship and nurtured that relationship and poured into them and took time and invested in them and gave them something to invest back in. Okay? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Relationships are important. Okay, so this goes into the next thing I'm going to tell you about. You've got to stay interested and involved in their lives. They were your friends before Plexus. Keep them your friends after Plexus. Nourish them. And you might be thinking, well, it's going to go both ways. If I can send them a message and check in on their life, they can do that to me too. Yeah, that's true. But again, you've got to be the bigger person. And I am not telling you tonight to be fake. I'm not telling you to comment on that post and tell them you're happy for them from a fake place to look for a sale. That's not what I'm telling you. I am telling you to genuinely be happy for them. And if this is something you struggle with, pray about it. Ask God to give you joy in your heart. Because it will change your business when you are relational and when you're relationship marketing and not just network marketing. So here is the thing. On Facebook, I'm going to give you a little tip right now. there is a way that you can actually make a list on your friends list that is non-Plexus people. So what I have on my Facebook is when I go to my friends list, well, it's like on my, I guess that's like your dashboard, and I can click friends here on the left corner. This is on my laptop. I can't find it on my phone, but when I get on my computer, I can do it for whatever reason. So on the left-hand side, you'll see friends. You can hit more. You can create a list. And what I have is I have Plexus peeps, and then I have non-Plexus peeps. Now, what you need to do is be intentional about going to that area. I encourage you all to create that and go to your non-Plexus peeps friend list or whatever you want to call it, and interact with them. Comment on their posts, love their posts, whatever it is, love on them. Don't be fake about it, but be intentional about it, okay? That will really help you with those pre-existing relationships, pre-Plexus, doing things like that, not ignoring them, really investing in them that way. We are farmers, and you'll hear that a lot, and it's actually, they have it here in our success kit. They have, we're farmers and not hunters, and it's true. We're planting seeds every single time we're talking to someone, and every single time we are nourishing that relationship, we're planting those seeds, and we're doing our gardening. Don't be a hunter. Be a farmer like that. Eventually, after time passes on, you are going to have you're going to reap your benefits. You're going to reap what you sowed in a wonderful, wonderful way. I can promise you that. Remember, we are different here at Plexus, and we really take pride in that. So be that different kind of network marketer and be a relationship marketer. We're not salespeople, we're shares people. And show that to people. Show that you care about them beyond Plexus, because your runner and your power partner, your dream team, they could be watching you right now. And they could be going through something in their life right now where it's just not the time. So, that dream person that you want on your team could join you a year from now, 7 months from now. So just make sure to foster that relationship for the time being, okay? So that's all I kind of wanted to share about relationships. So Tiffany, you can go ahead.
Okay, so the next thing we wanted to talk to you guys about that we've talked a little bit about before is Facebook parties. We did this really big a couple months ago. We started these on Ashley's team, and they've been really successful. And we kind of want to make this something that is part of your onboarding process. So if you're new here, if you join this month with our awesome special, we want you to have a Facebook party. Get it on the calendar like this week. If you've been here for a little while but you've never had one, we would love for you guys to work on having one too. It's a really great way to kind of join the network marketing ranks, in that, LuLaRoe has Facebook parties, Unique has Facebook parties, Norwex, all of these other companies have Facebook parties, so your friends already know what they are and how it works. Just so you know, it's your own event on Facebook. You invite as many people as you like, and we have a template for you. It's already on Ashley's Awesome Ambassador page, and you go there, copy and paste it into your event when it's time for your event, and it's like a live event all about Facebook. It's mostly videos, and it's really great information that Ashley and Liz recorded for us to use for these parties, and my team did amazing with them a couple months ago, and it was really, really awesome for our business. So this is something we want you guys to encourage you to be working on. Everyone is at home in their pajamas, which who doesn't love to be at home in their pajamas? And they usually last about an hour in length. So on Ashley's Awesome Ambassador page, if you go to the file section, the file is actually called Online Facebook Event Someone Else. And that's the template. And it has the videos and the words that you use with it. Everything is right there for you. It's very simple. You go in and create your event. She even has the About section that you put on your event for what it is. It is so simple, you guys, and it can really help your business grow or launch or whatever you need it to do. So it's very, very easy. One thing that we did on our team is a couple of us paired up. If we either had overlapping friends or we didn't, it was just, we could do it together. So we alternated who posted, and it kind of made it feel a little more like a team effort, so you're not running your own page. Also, feel free to invite some of us from our team. We'll comment on your posts and support you at your parties, And that also helps, your friends that don't know about Plexus see other people like, oh, I'm not the only weirdo that's interested in Plexus, So that helps kind of boost the momentum on your parties. So that's kind of all about the Facebook parties, but they were really successful before, and we really want to push those as a team. We just want that to be a normal thing. If you have a new person, that's what you tell them. When you tell them the first 3 things they need to do, figure out their why, get their list started, and let's plan your Facebook party. So that's something that we're going to be working toward as a team. So we want you guys to jump on board with that too.
Oops. Okay. All right. So now what I want to tell you guys about is it's actually in your welcome pack here, your success kit. If you guys haven't truly taken the time to invest in reading this and diving into all this information, you are missing out. It is just incredible what corporate has done for us, giving us this. Guys, when I joined, it was like a little, actually, I have it right over there. I'm not going to get up, but it was a little book, and that was my Bible. Oh my gosh. I mean, I read it back and forth. I mean, it was like I went everywhere with it. So this, if you joined and you got this big old honkin' success kit full of just loads of information, you have been blessed. So don't take it for granted, and just open that up and just dive into that. So anyways, what I'm going to be telling you about is actually in this, what is this? Let's Get You Started Success Guide. And it's actually on page 65, okay, if you want to go back and look at it yourself. And it's how to have a perfect 10 week, okay? And it lays it out for you. So basically what a perfect 10 week is, and this is just to make sure that you are doing those income producing activities every single day, all throughout your week. We call it our IPAs. So, a lot of people can get confused with what income producing is. And I am just going to kind of go over what you can do to have a perfect 10 weeks. So you are going to share Plexus products with 3 people. So how can you do that? Go back through that list. Tiffany was saying when you join, you are going to make a list. When you join, someone should have told you to make a list. That should be one of the very first things you do. Normally it's a list of about 100 people. Make a list of, that you want to share Plexus with. And what I want you to do is you can just go through your list and find 3 people that you would think, would love our products, or that you think could benefit from our products. Do you know on that list, do you have anybody with diabetes? Do you have anybody who wants to lose weight? Anybody suffering from migraines? Stuff like that. Find 3 people and then go ahead and send them a voice message on Facebook and say, hey, hey, so-and-so, I wanted to just share more about these products that I am absolutely loving with you. Is there a time that you could talk today or tomorrow on the phone? And then get on the phone and let them hear how much you love the products. Or, if you don't want to do that, send a voice message and say, hey, oh my gosh, I have never felt this good in my life. Can I share more about these products with you? Or just message them and say, hey, can I send a testimony to you about our Plexus Slim or our Plexus Triplex, or just send you more information about it? Something like that. Sharing our products is so easy. I mean, everyone could benefit from our products, and everyone will eventually love them. And then the next thing is share the Plexus opportunity with 3 people. So do the same thing. Send them a voice message and say, hey, hey, Liz, I would love for you to do this business with me. Oh my gosh, it has totally rocked my world. I would love to do this together. Could I call you today or tomorrow and tell you even more about it? Or send them a voice message and say, just be honest with them and say, hey girl, oh my gosh, you have got such a great personality. I know that you would really rock this business and we would have a ton of fun together. Do you mind if we could talk and I could share a little bit more, about it with you? Something like that. Don't overthink it. And actually to tell you something here on page 66, it actually gives you a few little ways that you can tell people. Flatter them and tell them what you really see in them, and be honest, guys. People will appreciate that. But what you can say to them when you're reaching out. So share that opportunity. Send them our comp plan video. Send them something, send them a video of Celeste Quinn, something like that, one of her testimonies. Okay, and then the next way is share your skills with 3 team members. So this kind of goes back into relationships, in my opinion. You need to go ahead and be intentional on the relationships on your team and know where your team is at. Are you noticing that someone is struggling with retention? talk with them, meet with them over a Zoom, meet with them face to face, and go over, okay, let's talk about duplication. Do you understand it? Do that. Are you noticing that someone is just having a hard time with initiating conversation about plexus? Get on a Zoom, meet with them in person, and role play. Talk plexus. Pretend like you're a stranger. Pretend like you're a friend, and role play with how you share plexus. How do you talk about plexus? Go over that. Things like that. Be intentional with looking for what your team is needing right now, and then share with 3 team members throughout the week. Okay. And then participate in one plexus event. So you can go to a local training. Sometimes there's local trainings being offered, online parties. Go to those, even if they're not yours. Do your own online party, just like Tiffany shared about. Do those events. Do an at-home sip and see if you're comfortable with that. Go to those opportunity meetings that you'll see a lot of people do. You'll see Diamonds and different people in our company do those opportunity meetings. Go to them, invite people to them. But even yourself, it's great to go to other people's parties and other people's events, because it builds your belief. It gets your belief even greater in plexus. And then when you're doing your own, you're reaching your audience in a whole new way. And it's giving you a whole new way to talk to them, a whole new way to share with them, okay? So there is your perfect 10. That's how equals up to 10. So your perfect 10 week if you do those income-producing activities. Oops, I didn't mean to mute. Okay. So that was it. That's what we've got to share. I
forgot one thing I wanted to say about the Facebook parties.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I found, I don't know if any of you have been exposed to the Usborne book parties, but I did one of those I hosted one for a friend this year. And one thing that she suggested that I do that I feel like went really well is sending messages to the people individually before inviting them. Instead of inviting 300 people to your Facebook party, message somebody and say, hey, I'm having a Facebook party for Plexus. Do you want an invitation? Because I feel like if it's your best friend and you know that they're going to get on there and look around anyways, then go for it. Just invite them. But I feel like just inviting people and throwing people in groups, which is kind of becoming the norm on Facebook for all kinds of companies, it just doesn't really sit well with people. It doesn't sit well with me. I don't want a million invitations to all of these things. It's just my personal opinion. So I really challenge you to, when you do your Facebook parties, to really make a list that you want to be there and send them a message or a text message or even call them and say, hey, I'm going to have a Facebook party this night. Would you like an invitation? And then add them. Don't just go inviting a million people. It just doesn't, I just don't like it. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, because I feel like that goes back to relationships as well. I honestly, when I do a Facebook party, I personally voice message every single person I invite. And this is something I've challenged my team to do. I told them, do not dare click that invite and invite 300 people, because they are going to know. And guess what? I've been invited in a mass message or a mass invite send out, and I have not gone to them when I am. So I intentionally, every single time I hit invite and I hit their name, I go to their page and I actually voice message so they can hear, and I say their name. I don't just say, hey girl, I say their specific name so they know that this is for them. And I will tell you, I didn't do that my very first party, but this past one I just did, I had a way better turnout from certain potentials I was wanting, and I know it was because I voice messaged them. And actually 2 girls that have ignored me since I joined in October finally responded to me with a personal, when I actually sent a very personal, they heard my voice. They heard that it was really me specifically talking to them. So yeah, couldn't agree with you more there. Really. So great. So yeah, I mean, that was all we had to share with you guys. If we can kind of open it up to a Q&A. If you guys want to ask some questions, feel free to unmute and ask questions. We'll just kind of leave the floor open for a few minutes here and see if you guys have anything you want to say or ask.
Hey, Liz.
Hey.
This is Brittany Thoreau. Your why really hit home for me because I'm also a military wife.
Okay.
So I got emotional with you, so I just wanted to kind of let you know.
Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you understand.
Yeah, we're actually about to hit deployment the first of the year again, and we are also trying for a family. So you really hit home with me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we need to connect. Yeah. I didn't realize that. Yeah. I'm so glad. I'm glad you were able to feel me there.
Oh, yeah. Seriously.
Thank you for telling me that. Thanks for sharing.
He's actually been gone for like 2.5 weeks in the field. So, yes, when she says they're gone all the time, guys, they are gone all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's not doing 20 years, though. I think we've got like 3 more years, and he's calling it quits. After 9 years, he's done.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a hard, I mean, it is a hard life.